What is up you guys, this is your host Chef from the Shadow coming back at you today with another Clash of Clans video, and this is going to be solely focused on friendly wars in Clash of Clans. Now whatever I'm going to speak today, whatever you are going to listen today, whatever we are going to basically discuss today, it's all going to be related to friendly wars, and even the attacks in the background, footage basically, they are from friendly wars just to match the theme and the idea of this whole new concept in Clash of Clans. So I would just basically start it as simple as I can, and by the end of this video my aim is going to be to just bring you in a state where you can choose whether your clan should go into friendly wars or you should not go into friendly wars, because basically I'm not going to give you the answer, I'm just going to point you in the right direction, and it is important for you to understand that. So the decision is going to be yours. Let's jump into the video. So my first question to you guys is gonna be, how do you prepare for an exam? Like, seriously, how do you? I do not mean how do you study or how do you revise. I'm asking, how do you mentally prepare yourself for the exam? Like, how do you train yourself to handle the stress and the burden of expectations on you when you are in the examination hall? Pause the video, write your answer in the comments, and then come back to listen to my views on it. So welcome back if you paused the video, and no worries if you did not. I'm really eager to read the comments though. They're going to be really amazing, I doubt it not. Personally, in my opinion, the best way to prepare yourself for a test is to practice in the same way as you would be actually giving the test. Like, if the test timings they are 9 to 12, attempt those sample papers in those timings during the days you are preparing for it. This is going to tune your body and mind for its best performance in those timings. And this is not something that I think will happen, this is something that I know will happen because I have actually tried it, guys. And I would like to say that do not study during night. Like, if you are habituated or whatever you say it, if you're habituated to study during nights, and basically what you're doing is you're tuning yourself to be effective during nights. But this practice is not going to be of much advantage on your examination, because you have to write your examination during the day, right? I don't know what you guys do, but for me, whenever I'm solving sample papers, I do them in the same timings. Of course, I already mentioned that, but basically the process is I arrange for a chair and a table and a place to sit undisturbed for the test duration. Exactly the same way you would be doing it in the exam. I even approach my examination tables like 15 minutes before attempting the test, as you would be doing in your real exam. So you notice the similarity, like just make those situations which would actually happen to you in the exam, like simulate those exam-like conditions, and it is just to make your biological clocks tuned for peak performance. If you attempt it for, like, say in the evening, if you attempt your sample papers in the evening, you might end up getting habituated to giving the test in evenings. That's when your body and mind, they are tuned for peak performance, which is really fine, but it's not going to be useful in your actual examination. You get that, do you? The only way to practice for clan wars while simulating war-like situations in the current state of the game, if you ask me about that one feature which can do that, it is going to be friendly wars in Clash of Clans. Do it in the same timings as you do your regular wars. If you really, with all honesty, you want to practice, you have to tune your biological clocks to those timings and take them as seriously as you take your normal clan wars. Like, I know they do not reward clan pokes, they do not reward any war win bonuses, but it is the best way in the current state of the game to practice and prepare for that next test, that next challenge, without hurting your war win streak or your normal war log. Now after that is all said, you might have often listened to your teachers saying that, hey, before attempting your paper, read the paper. You're given 15 minutes in most exams. Like in board exams you are given 15 minutes to read the paper, and during that time you should assign categories to questions. Like, it would be category A for absolute questions, the ones you are definitely going to attempt, category B for bitter questions, the ones that are time consuming or involve lengthy calculations and you might leave it for your second round, and then there might be a category C for careless questions. Now a popular excuse given by students is, see, when I attempt questions at my home, they are a lot easier because I have the time to invest in it, it is not the case in your exams. Like, you cannot go on investing 25 minutes on a particular question. So your performance in exams is definitely going to be lower, and it's always going to be lower than what you are actually capable of. And even research has proven it, that whenever your skills they are put to test, you're only able to perform with 40% of your maximum efficiency. Only 40, guys. You heard that right. Don't rewind the video. So that is why whenever you, sometimes you might have felt, it happens to me like every time, whenever you walk out of the examination hall, you already know the answers to most of the questions that you attempted incorrect. Does it happen to you? It happens to me. It happens to me quite often. So what do you think is the problem here? Like, for instance, you might be an expert in solving even those category C CALIS questions in your home, but in your exams, even those beta questions, they might appear monstrous to you. What is the reason behind it? The reason behind this is your method of preparation. I would tell you guys about myself. At my home, I solve a particular question, and more often than not, as soon as I notice that I'm about to reach the answer, like just about after when the conceptual part it ends and the calculations start, I basically think that, hey, calculations, like seriously, should I do that? No, I just skip the calculation part. And that is why in exams, I'm often hurt due to this habit of mine. Like, sometimes it happens to me that I know the approach to a question, but no matter how hard I try, I do not get the correct answer because I'm habituated to leaving questions halfway. I haven't practiced the calculations, so I might be conceptually strong, I might still fail to get to the correct answers. Now, for the purpose of comparison, treat the questions attempted in your home as your attacks on multiplayer basis, where you can pretty much be killing out maxed down on lines, but it does not quite happen in your clan wars. Do you know why? There are several factors associated to it. First of all, the pressure of expectations on you that can definitely not be neglected in wars. Secondly, what I think is that in multiplayer, the base designs, they are more trying to prevent those storages, but in wars, the defenses, they are prioritized. So in a way, what I'm trying to say is that practicing attacks on multiplayer, it is not even close to being the best way. It is not even a way to help improve your war attacks. It's not gonna do anything because the bases, they are not that well set up. The defending castles, they are really filled with standard defending troops. I'm not talking about giants coming out of the CC. Those are not what I call standard defending troops. And then trust, they might be unarmed. The heroes, you might catch them off guard. So basically, there are a lot of things that are different on your multiplayer and on your clan wars, and then the pressure is the biggest factor here. The pressure, the stress, the tension, anxiety, we're talking about all of that, guys. The other thing is that at my home, I attempt a question, solve it, and then I check my answer by comparing it to the answer key. If it is right, bingo. If not, I will give it another try, no big deal. But in exams, do you have that facility? No, you don't, of course. You need to answer whatever you obtain in your first try. So at home, you are not penalized for incorrect attempts, but in exams, you really are. In a competitive exam that does not have a step marking system, like say the marking scheme, it's +4 and -1, no matter whether you do a mistake in your first step or in your last, it's going to be the same outcome, that is -1. And that places you in the pool of people who might not be as intelligent as you, as bright as you, and maybe they do not possess as much knowledge as you do. Maybe they just incorrectly guessed the answer, but the outcome is going to be the same for both of you. It's going to be -1. Same thing in your clan wars. No matter whether you screw up your opener or the finishing phase of your attack, whether it is a 73% or a 95%, the outcome in both cases would be -1 attack for your teammates, for your clanmates, and someone else might eventually need to clean that base up. So now, since we have talked about examinations and friendly wars and their comparison, this is going to be the first episode of Theory Craft, guys. Yes, I'm starting a new series here where I will be relating your clash life to your real life, trying to create an environment where you feel that, hey, okay, Clash of Clans, it's kind of very close to what reality is, and I will be doing it every single of my videos. So hope you guys enjoy this series. So now that we know about the limitations of practicing on multiplayer and the reasons why we almost never perform up to 100% of our capabilities, let us talk a bit more about friendly wars versus regular wars, because if what I said till now it is okay, what is the problem with regular wars? So let's talk about that and then we shall wrap this video up. So let me try to explain it to you guys in this way. Just like when Clash of Clans came out, there was no such feature as clan wars, and then clans had to choose whether they would like to become a farming clan or a trophy pushing clan. Then a revolution came when clan wars came out. They introduced clan wars into the game, and clans had to choose whether they would still stick to their previous old doctrine of being a farming clan, being a trophy pushing clan, or would they choose to be a war clan. Some clans said that what's fun to us is farming, we are casual gamers and that's what gives us fun, we are gonna stick with it. Some were of the opinion that trophies is what our gameplay should be focused on. They wanted to make to those leaderboards, and that's fine. People are allowed to have their opinions, people are allowed to play the game in the way they want to. But as we all know, most of the clans decided that no, war is all that matters to us. From now on, we are going to become a war clan, we are going to be focused only around wars. It might hurt our trophies, it might hurt our farming game, but war is the most, the competitive aspect of the game. We are not gonna miss the fun that wars are going to give to us. And now finally, when Supercell gave us the ability to arrange a war with any clan that we would like to, clans have to simply choose between friendly wars and regular wars, which in my opinion is a tougher choice than the previous choices. You see that there is a well-defined boundary line between being a farming clan and a war clan, but friendly wars and regular wars, the choice, it's really not that simple. The differentiating factor is that friendly wars, they are going to be arranged by you and of course the leader of your opponent clan, so they are more likely to be fair, because you would not like to give the opponent side an advantage, and plus of course you would not like to keep yourself at a disadvantage, and the same applies for the opponent leader. So both sides would enter into the war only if it is a fair matched war. You can choose whether or not to face an engineering clan or a 0.5 clan. And whenever the topic of engineering in Clash of Clans comes up, I do get emotional at times, because according to me, engineering, it is just a result of human greed. But let's keep that aside. We are focusing on friendly wars for now. Maybe a video on engineered war clans later. I don't know. I seriously do not want to make a video on that, because it gets so controversial at times, and you need to avoid controversies, especially when you are starting a channel. But if people request for it, definitely a video on engineered war clans, a video on the mentality of an engineered clan, all that stuff. Why does engineering even exist in Clash of Clans? Which country started the method of engineered bases? How did it propagate from there? And my reactions and a possible solution that I could offer to engineering. I have all of that stocked in my mind, but I just do not want to do it due to those controversial issues. Because let's face it, engineering in Clash, it is just like the policy of reservation in India. No matter how much we talk about it, no matter how much we discuss, we speak, we organize meetings, no matter what we do, it's not gonna change, okay? It is there, it exists, we have to just admit it, we have to just reconcile to it, and we have to just keep on moving. My final question to you guys is, when you go to a clan war, when you hit the start war button, what is it that you are looking for? Is it the clan perks, the war loot, easy war wins for your clan, or is it the challenge? If you ask us, win, lose or draw, we want to be tested. We want to go against guys that are better than us. We are occasionally going to miss, we are not unbeatable, and people that have beaten us, they are not unbeatable as well. But it's going to make us better eventually. These wars, they are going to make us better than normal wars, which now the Clash community, the hardcore community, refers to the random wars as the farming wars. Ridiculous, right? It's gonna be better attacks and better bases. When you face a clan that unless you guys, all of you, the whole team, they are going to play their A game, and that is the only way that you can win. Every attack counts, every star matters, you are just on your edge. Whenever someone goes live, everyone is like, how's it going, how's it going? Is it a fail? Is it a success? The clan is more active, the chat is alive, and that is all because of these wars. It's not because of your farming wars when you know before the battle they start that you are gonna win just because you have 10 to 15 town on 9.5s on your side, and They do not have that. That is it, guys. I hope this video makes you give friendly wars some strong consideration. If you are in a clan where your leader he's not interested in friendly wars, recommend him to watch a video like this. Finally, what I would like to say is that the ultimate decision, it is upon you guys. If you are still, after going through this video, content with your farming wars, with your normal wars, where the opponent clan they basically use go wipe or go walk on your bases, and they do star at town hall 9, at town hall 10 and 11, and you basically just 3-star some of their 10s, some of their 9s, and you win the war. If that's the route that your clan is taking, and if you are happy with that, so be it. It's all about fun, it's all about enjoyment, because at the end of the day, it is you who has to decide what is best for me, what is best for my clan. This is your host, Shiv from the Shadow, taking your leave. Bye bye for now.